Greetings, today we're gonna talk about the backpack-fed weapons, because ever since Viper Commandos, almost every warband we got had that type of weapon. And those weapons are basically versions of what already existed. Maxigun being the machine gun, belt-fed grenade launcher being the grenade launcher, and Cremator being, well, the Flamethrower. And obviously all of those weapons take up your backpack slot. So the question appears. Is it worth it to take the backpack-fed weapon instead of its normal counterpart and sacrifice the backpack for it? Today, alongside GrandMoffTogan and Findas, we are going to answer this question, so let's get straight into it.
Hey guys, I'm Findas, and I've been given the honour of showing off both the machine gun and its much bigger counterpart, the Maxigun, in order to work out if taking down the belt-fed option is really worth it. Starting off with the machine gun, this thing is arguably one of the most reliable and versatile pieces of gear in a Helldivers armory, which is great considering it's a base unlock, meaning all Helldivers have it straight out of the gate. The machine gun features 3 firing modes: 630 RPM for a slower, more methodical rate of fire, great for picking off smaller foes at medium to long range; 760 RPM for a fine balance, allowing for a fast dispatch of all enemies up close without completely sacrificing viability at medium to long range; and 900 RPM for killing stuff as fast as possible but sacrificing viability at longer ranges, also burning through ammo fast. But luckily, the machine gun features up to 4 magazines that hold 175 rounds of medium penetrating bullets, each dealing a base damage of 90, pretty much meaning if you use this thing even slightly conservatively, you can get by without many resupplies just fine. The only real detracting factor of the machine gun is the fact it has a stationary reload, which can leave you exposed at some of the worst times possible. And now for the Maxigun. Like the machine gun, it fires medium penetrating rounds, but it does a little less base damage at 80, and with an RPM of 1500, the Maxigun struggles to leave any medium armoured enemy standing for long. Due to its belt-fed nature, the Maxigun carries its ammo in a backpack, carrying 1000 rounds in total, meaning traditional stationary reload is unnecessary. Instead, you must rely on random ammo drops for 25% of your ammo, or supply boxes which will fortunately give you the full 1000 back. One drawback of the Maxigun is the fact you are completely unable to move when firing, meaning you must know when the time is right to pull out of a fight, almost acting as a mobile Gatling sentry, because even with all the power of a big ass minigun, you can still be overrun by the enemies of democracy. The main drawback of all belt feds is, as previously stated, the ammo is stored on your back, meaning it takes up your very valuable backpack slot, which means you are left with no extra option for mobility or something like a supply pack. So therefore, the question must be asked, is it really worth sacrificing? In my opinion, it depends, but most of the time you are better off taking the regular machine gun, due to its performance being very comparable in this case. Though, keep in mind, taking a separate backpack means another one of your 4 precious stratagem slots being taken up, losing room that could be used for a sentry, etc. So, as normal, it is down to your discretion to plan accordingly before a mission.
And now to the grenade launcher, which I was running with. Of course, the belt-fed grenade launcher takes up your backpack slot, and I will be skipping on it because it's going to be mentioned enough times in this video. So, the standard grenade launcher has a damage of 400 with medium pen, 10 grenades in the magazine, and 3 spare mags. On the other hand, the belt-fed grenade launcher deals 150 damage, which is very small compared to the grenade launcher, heavy pen, 120 grenades in the backpack, and different RPM, 160 RPM, 240 RPM, and 320 RPM. The grenade launcher we all know and love is utility and crowd control weapon, and it's great on both of these tasks. The utility I don't really have to explain. It explodes the spawners, which is extra valuable on the back front, where there is shit load of those spawners. And the crowd control is very good because of that high damage and high blast radius. On the other hand, we have the belt-fed grenade launcher, which does have more total ammo by 3 times, to be precise, but it doesn't really serve the crowd control role, because it has, first of all, way smaller damage, and second of all, way smaller blast radius, meaning that 150 damage won't affect as many enemies as the damage from the grenade launcher, which has the bigger blast radius. Although, with the belt-fed grenade launcher having higher RPM and heavy armor penetration, there appears a role of anti-tank on the heavy enemies, not on the biggest enemies, the elites. High RPM allows you to destroy the Hulks and the Chargers pretty quickly, although it does feel underwhelming with that low damage. It could be way faster and feel way better if it had more damage. The damage of it as of right now doesn't feel nearly enough to be, well, good. And that's a major design flaw when it comes to the belt-fed grenade launcher. On the other hand, the grenade launcher doesn't have those flaws in design. It just does everything given very well. It's a great crowd control as it should be. It's a grenade launcher, and the utility, well, you can't really go wrong with this one. And it's reliable. The medium pen is just enough, and you have that back slot opened for many combinations, even though I said I'm not going to talk about it. While the belt-fed one isn't that versatile and it has only really 2 roles, and one of those basically suck because of the low damage. So as of right now, I wouldn't say it's worth it to take the belt-fed grenade launcher over the grenade launcher, even though they serve completely different purposes. The belt-fed grenade launcher just needs a buff, like I say, 225 damage to actually be available at its role of an anti-tank, if you are going to take away the crowd control role of the grenade launchers.
Hey guys, it's me, GrandMoffTogan, the Brian Griffin of the Helldivers YouTube community. If you want my opinion, backpack-fed weapons are not as bad as people say they are. Thankfully, they have been getting some love in recent times. The Maxigun got more ammo, the belt-fed grenade launcher got an indirect buff from the standard grenade launcher's nerf, and the Cremator came out of the oven ready to cook. When we got together to record this video, I was the one comparing the Cremator to the standard Flamethrower, and let me tell you right now that the difference is night and day. Our mission with the Cremator and all the backpack-fed weapons was much easier than the standard weapons. The Cremator has much better range and damage than the standard Flamethrower, and it comes with enough ammo in the backpack to justify using it. But the recent buff to fire weapons has made both of these into incredible options. All of the flamethrowers right now are really good. Fire will now make enemies panic when they are being directly blasted with the napalm itself. This is such an incredible buff, especially for the Cremator. The Cremator's range allows you to trigger this effect much more often and on more enemies. Not only is it an effective tool for straight up damage, this is now a great option for crowd control. And the fact that you never need to reload the Cremator means that you can consistently use this against your enemies. It's really damn strong, and it's definitely the best source of fire damage in the game right now. Plus, it's so fun. However, we're gonna be fair. There are trade-offs to using a backpack-fed weapon. The most obvious drawback of a backpack-fed weapon is the inability to use other backpacks, like a shield generator or a guard dog. These are valuable tools that you will be missing out on if you use a backpack-fed weapon. But, on the other hand, you don't need to bring a backpack stratagem if your weapon is also a backpack, meaning that you can free up another stratagem slot for anything else you might need, like a tank or maybe even a portable hell bomb. Having another stratagem slot can dramatically increase your flexibility in high-level missions, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to preference. There are reasons to take both, but sometimes a good backpack-fed weapon is an excellent choice, especially the Cremator. So keep all this in mind the next time that you say a new backpack-fed weapon is trash before it even comes out. And that's all from me. This has been GrandMoffTogan of the SES Prophet of Dawn, and we're handing it back to Mr. Pubix.
Thank you, Togan. And usually here I would make a summary of the video, but Togan basically did it for me. As he said, usually it's down to your preference. It's not end of the world that you will be sacrificing the backpack for those weapons. They are not like Sterilizer, which is complete trash. Although, you can tell that we have pretty different approach to this topic, as it's very subjective, to be honest. But if I'm going to add something for myself about all of those weapons, the two of them Maxigun and Beltfed Grenade Launcher both need that one last buff so they are as reliable as their normal counterparts. Let me dive with the Maxigun and give the Beltfed Grenade Launcher at least a bit more damage. And you can probably tell that I am going freestyle and both Findas and Togan are going with the script. I just wonder how much difference there is between me and the guys. You can tell me in the comments. Maybe I also should start doing those with the script. I don't know. But anyways, thank you Togan and Findas for making this collaboration with me. And you viewers I will be seeing in the next one. See ya, Helldivers!